ladder, let's be real.
So Raza's in a mood, fam. So brace yourselves. Brace yourselves.
How am I in a mood? I'm just making. Everybody, I'm Raza Malik. I've said this phrase like 20 times today, but I am Raza Malik. And I'm joined in with my sensitive co-host here,
Bayley Nargang.
There it is, and the amazing, the one who carries this daily featuring down there.
Wine Mom.
There it is. There it is.
Hey.
Very enthusiastic. So this podcast, we're talking about conspiracy theories. It's gonna get weird, which is what we normally do on here, guys. We get really weird and stuff, really hilarious too, because of me, yours truly. But anyways, let's start with the podcast. I prepared a presentation for you guys, just like the last one. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be totally offensive. So Bailey, just strap in.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm braced. I am ready. I'm prepared. Please bless me with your knowledge.
That's what she said. Anyways, all right. Who built the pyramids? By Raza Malik. Your company here, and these two people help me with this presentation.
Okay, I'm intrigued at this. Okay.
All right. So what we believe, people in the West like to think aliens created it because only white people can create Stonehenge. It was done by colored people. It's obviously an alien. So fuck him, right? The moon. The moon. However, aliens may have come. Let's be real, right? Right? Just not in the way we think. In fact, many people are pointing to the dark side of the moon. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
So
All
the
right.
aliens
All right,
that
cool.
built the pyramids, they're now on the dark side of the moon.
They came from the dark side of the moon.
They came from the dark side of the moon.
The
Okay.
moon. God
No
damn.
relation to the
Why am I
Transformers.
dying?
No Transformers relations, though, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Good.
No.
Good. Not that
Some
we know.
believe that not that we know. Some believe that GM may have killed the electric car without any slight evidence leading to that answer. So what is on the moon, Bailey?
GM's facility where they make electric cars.
Transformers!
No! Oh, my brain! No! What?
The documentary series created by documentary filmmaker Michael Bay showed us
Yes!
that they are back in 2008. Initially, we believed they came from a place called Cybertron. Little did we know that meant our very own moon.
Oh my god.
How do we know, guys? How do we know? How do we?
Because GM made the Transformers.
We have 5 movies.
Yo, yes.
We have 5 movies. In fact, we have more than enough. Some conspiracy theories come from reaches. Fortunately, this one has 5 documentaries showcasing this, and in all 4K, by the way. So really good definition. Why Mom is dead? I love it.
I'm really crying.
The connection. The connection. We have unearthed a new document. Bailey is dead. I'm gonna wait till Bailey sees this. You see the shit?
Okay. Yes, all right.
All right. So, this. Remember that hieroglyphic thing. The analysis, the famous hieroglyphs unearthed back in 2016. People assumed it was time travel, but nay, it was more. What does it mean? If you look closely, you can see a helicopter, a boat, and a plane. However, Bay has named them appropriately Blackout, Depth Charge, and Starscream. Why the pyramids? According to Bay, the mechanized robots have a matrix of leadership, which may be in Petra, Jordan.
Yo, okay, footnotes are in the description, fam. If anyone needs access to these links and valuable resources, they will be available.
I will drop this in the resource section. Okay. According to Benny, these transformers have left things from their world, the moon, and scattered them across our planet. Items purposely left in the pyramid to Giza point to why they are there. The details. Building the pyramids. As you can see, the 4K shot right there, real time. These creatures needed to hide the sun harvester, which can bring back any transformer. Again, this is according to Michael Bay. So keeping away from wrong hands is a good idea. Building pyramids was an ideal way to hide it because it blocks the frequency from the Decepticons and that pesky Megatron. All right, last one. I think this is the last one. Wait, so the solution is waiting it out. Some on the internet have been monitoring the moon over the last decade. When global warming has picked up, which is normal to Bailey, so has seismic activity on the moon. Some believe that they are waiting for global warming to kill us so they can come down and make the planet their own. What will happen? We don't know because we don't have much to go off besides Bay's documentaries. This image right here has been released on the Reddit community of moon stuff and does make the transformer a real point strong.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I get it, man.
So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. This is my convincing presentation that Transformers are 120% real. Hopefully, I get to meet them.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Raza. Thank you, Raza. Thank you. Thank you. So I got a question.
Wine Mom is fucking dead. We have to use the fucking. We have to use. What is it? The thing on her. The fucking the matrix of leadership on.
Yeah.
I can't.
So what? The Sphinx, right? The Sphinx. What's hidden in the Sphinx, Raza?
Oh, we have no idea. As far as we know, that the Egyptians made that, right? Because they're only capable of building simple
so they
shit.
saw the Transformers building the pyramids and all their tech, and they went, "Okay, we're gonna build this cat's tech."
We can't do that. We can't do that. Yeah.
We like
the
cats.
pyramids were built in 20 minutes.
We're gonna build a statue to cats. You guys do your alien
And
shit.
that's why Optimus left. That's why Optimus left, because he's like, yeah, these fucking idiots are worshiping cats, man. They're so primitive. So they fucked off.
They come back in
Until
2018. They come back in 2018, see the internet, and it's like, yo, why the fuck are they still obsessed with cats?
They're just shitting in smaller boxes now.
It's okay, sorry.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
that was good.
I really like that.
I'm glad you did. Wine Mom certainly did. She was not there for half of it. She was being God. She had an appointment with Allah.
Now that we've been enlightened with this knowledge, right? We now know the valuable secrets of the dark side of the moon, right? If you had one lesson, you had one lesson for people to take away, what would it be?
Global warming is real.
That Raza's office rocker. What the fuck is going on? Listen, I showed up here today thinking real conspiracy theories, not Raza's theory on the Transformers.
Nah. No, when y'all last time we talked about this, when y'all were going off on what you believe, like unicorn and stuff like that, I was like, fuck it. Raza now believes in Transformers. Let's make a presidential edition about that.
Okay. Okay, but to be fair, in my defense, Okay, a
Yeah.
unicorn is a lot more likely than Transformers building the
We
pyramid.
have cars driving around. We have cars.
Yeah.
They're right there. They're right there. I have a jazz in my front yard.
Okay.
Right now.
I have done embarrassingly enough last.
Have you checked under everybody's hood? How do you know that your neighbor's car isn't a transformer? You don't?
If you look on the wheel, it'll have the Autobot or the Decepticon.
Shut the fuck up! I do not recommend you checking out your neighbor's cars to find out if they are Transformers. Do not do that. You will catch a charge.
Go in your neighbor's car, just ask me, like, can I just see your car for a second? And if you
No.
and if it has the Megatron or the Decepticon logo, steal his car.
Oh my god.
That is a TikTok challenge you should start. You need to run up to rich people's cars and be like, yo, is this an Autobot? Or like,
Don't-
you gotta,
Autobot.
Don't do that.
I can see a Pride video. It's an Autobot. You got there. You just start talking to some stranger's car. Oh, I got the cube. Bumblebee. What do you want me to do with it?
Oh my god.
Whew, okay. Anyways, that was my presentation.
I like it. I'm grateful. Thank you for taking the time to educate us. This is what I was looking forward to all week. I did a lot of heavy research on conspiracy theories, but never did I equate Michael Bay's vast knowledge of the Transformer universe to such mind-blowing revelations in my reality.
No problem, man. Like, just a chat stream. Just so you know, look to the stars, and if you think you're alone,
Oh my gosh.
you're not.
I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. I can't. I don't want to laugh anymore. Stop. I can't.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
We're too busy worshiping cats to notice the fucking Transformers all about us. Right? So the Middle Ages, Raza. You even seen the Transformers movies, okay? Transformers movies, very specific question. It was the 4th or 5th one where they have the Merlin storyline. That it was like Sir Lancelot and the Knight's Table and the Transformers.
Oh yeah,
there,
Bailey,
right?
sorry to cut you off. I'm marathoning all the Transformers movies right now, so.
Oh my gosh, that explains it.
I'm so hyped for this. Go on.
What were they, carts? What were the Transformers back then?
They were literally okay. The best part about this, they were just they were robots. As Michael Bay just said, we believe this. Those people believed that shit back then. So they were literally just robots standing all over them. There's a little scene of them doing the whole Knights of the Round Table, and there's a 360 tracking shots, seeing all the Transformers with their swords and all the humans with their swords, and just being all like epic and stuff.
Wait. Are you talking in context of the movie, or are you saying that okay?
No,
like,
in real life, the Transform. No, you're damn right. Wine Mom. Much like the pyramids of Giza, the Transformers did exist. They came back every historical time. Maybe next week.
Okay, wait. Are you
presentation
joking?
on that?
I don't think you know
about hieroglyphs.
I don't think you know the lore of Michael Bay. He's established this quite clearly.
Well.
Okay, hold on.
God
he
has.
actually believes this?
Bailey, God has.
Okay, Raza.
God has. I don't know.
I mean, I know that they're on the.
This is canon in the Bible. Come on, guys.
Was that? Oh fuck! I don't know the Islam word anymore. No, I don't know it. I'm not gonna butcher it on stream. No, definitely not Hezbollah. That is 100% not what I was going for. What is it? Alhamdulillah? Something like close to that?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was going for. Thank you.
But I know the only thing I do know
switching
about the pyramids, yeah.
So no, hold up, Bailey. Just switch the thing since we're going off now.
All right, yes, boss. Okay, stream and podcast. Look at how fancy tech-wise we are. Video game. All right, next Okay, so the Transformers, Michael Bay, they took over the
Yeah,
universe,
Billy,
right?
explain this. Yeah, explain this. Yeah.
So according to my knowledge of the vast lore of how Transformers would have created the pyramids, I would say it's approximately when they landed on Earth within a comet as the beasties and became like cheetahs and gorillas.
Oh no. Well, yeah. Well, they needed to hide the Allspark from something.
No, well,
So
if
the
you were...
Allspark is a relic that humans have in real life not found yet, and it very much exists.
What are you talking
Yes.
about?
The Allspark.
Yes, it's kind of like Jesus, but a physical item that if you are a prime within this robot nation, you are able to possess. But mere humans, you can only touch it if you are named LaBeouf.
I was just about to make that joke. Have you not seen the
No.
Transformers?
No, but are you guys talking in actual facts, like
No.
actual theory? Okay.
No.
Because I was like, if this is a real theory that this guy has, like, somebody get him some help.
I mean, we have cars out there, B.
No, but if you're thinking it realistically, technology, no.
Yes.
It wasn't there at
Yes.
that.
From this planet.
Again,
From this
Raza
planet.
Malik
Beasties.
Against
Have you
today.
not seen Beasties? There was Energon on Earth, so the Transformers came here before humans were a thing, right? They turned into dinosaurs and shit. So we didn't even know. They were here and they scouted this shit out like, yo, this is prime for life. There's definitely going to be some humanoid fucking apes here because that's why we chose the gorilla. And then they came back like 2,000 years later. Like, oh, yeah, here we go. There's some humans here. That's how it worked.
If that's the movie, that's fine. If that's the movie, not IRL. Just saying. But all I know of hieroglyphics is that I do know, because I'm about like actual going away there, is that there is some sort of indication of aliens.
Transformers.
No, not Transformers. Like actually, like
Robots.
no, like flying saucers.
Well, that's
Well, the
the
hieroglyphics are
ship that they
confusing.
use.
But that's
No,
the
it's
thing,
not.
is it not?
I made it simple for you guys. It's
Oh my
blackout,
gosh, Raza.
depth chart. I'm not leaving this alone, guys. I'm not leaving this alone.
Yeah, but how are we gonna learn anything in hyperfiction?
Because it's real.
If you watch the first movie, right? There's this
Second movie.
They go to the desert with Tyrese, and you know Tyrese is
with Shia LaBeouf.
Well, no, you're wrong, Raza.
I saw it last night.
Shia LaBeouf was in the desert with them?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it was just Tyrese and the handsome white guy.
Oh, that's in the first one. That's like
That's what I'm trying to say.
In Afghanistan.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. Tyrese is able to sense where these robot aliens are, right? That's why Tyrese is such a struggling actor, because he can't deal with these abilities that he has, right? Michael Bay just happened to stumble upon these talents to help explain the lore.
I see what he's talking about. I see what he's saying. I see what he's saying.
So Michael Bay just hired Tyrese to help find these robots that were already, these Transformers that were already buried within the Egyptian desert, right? So really the secret to all of this that Michael Bay has been trying to show us is that Tyrese will help bring us out of this apocalyptic situation that we're in our
and he will
currently.
also help Vin Diesel find his family too.
And we really so I think what we learned today is we need to start a Tyrese based religion.
Right.
I'm on board. No, we're not doing that.
Yes, we are.
No, but seriously, because I've just gone on Google now because I just need to know. And I was looking at hieroglyphics, and they did draw spaceships in hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
And they did draw airplanes.
The ones that are the creepy ones from being a teenager that was obsessed with conspiracy theories. The ones that are creepy are when you look at the Mayan stuff. The Mayans have legitimate, like, their gods had to sit in a seat that then blasted flames out of the back to get into the
Okay.
sky. It's like, that's mad sus.
But look at this.
That's Soundwave, B.
Look at this. I
I
put it in
agree.
the
Definitely
Discord, Bailey.
Soundwave. All right, I'm going to the Discord. What do we got
Yeah.
here? What do we got here? Are those spaceships? Those just look like heads.
No,
You
no, no,
sent
no.
us a photo with circled heads. I see
No,
circled
no,
heads.
no, no, no. They're aliens, little aliens in the big aliens labs. That's what the indication is.
But are they just like little humans?
Yeah, but humans' heads don't look like that.
Yeah, but we're also
Transformers
talking.
heads do.
Oh my God, Raza, stop! I hate you.
It's another culture that like fetishized like skinniness and all that shit. So maybe they just drew weird, gross, skinny humans.
No.
No, you don't think so? You think they're little aliens?
I think the spaceships are the freakiest part. Is enough for me to be like, okay, what's happening?
Because, like, the stuff that I find intriguing about more so, if you're trying to go to hieroglyphics and Egyptian religion and all that shit, is what intrigues me there is when you look at, like, the sun god and how all their gods interacted, right? Like, many of the relationships between Horus and Osiris and not Hera, but the female Egyptian god, it was all very human. It was all very communicative, especially when it comes to Egyptian religion. It was very much so like story and conversation based, which was the creepy standout part about their beliefs to me. Like when you look at other religions, it's like God is omnipotent, God made decisions. But it's like, no, Osiris got chopped into like a bunch of pieces because one of the other gods like disagreed with him. And then they had to negotiate about why they had to piece him back together. And then Horus had his job because of blah, 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 blah. Right? And then, so that Horus shit is they talk about a god who had to blast across the sky with his chariot that blew flames out of the back. It's like, that's the mad sus part. It's like, oh, so you had to rely on sustenance from this god that blew fire out of the back of his chariot. It's like,
Did the Aztec, did the Aztec civilization come before or after the Greek civilization?
Before, technically, I think it was the Incans that were about the same time, but the Aztecs were before.
Because I'm thinking like maybe things have like traveled because I don't know, how would it travel through water then? I don't know. That's a very interesting take. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like because when you think about the sun gods and rockets, there's even like I'm pulling on like real conspiracy theory nerds could call me out because I'm just stealing info from other OG like books. But you look at stories like Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible, right? An angel descended to tell Job or Lot. I can't remember if it was Job or Lot. It was one of them. He descended in Sodom and Gomorrah with a pillar of flames as the angel descended in front of him. It needed a pillar of flames to descend. And then when he left, there was a pillar of flames and heat behind the angel. And fucking Job was astounded by it. And then as they left, they were told not to look back, right? It's all these like crazy things that sounds very similar to like if someone were to drop a bomb or drop a nuclear bomb or drop something, as if someone were to come down or these are the favorable little humans. You should probably get away before this big explosion happens. And please don't look at it because bad things can happen. Right?
Right.
There's like weird stories in the Bible and many like religions of their gods needing flames to get places.
Yeah, so on Wikipedia about the specific hieroglyphics with the like ships on them, it's the title of it is "He Who Protects Egypt and Over Foreign Countries."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that would be what you're talking about. So that's what the depiction is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this.
It's creepy. So I dropped another thing in our Discord right now. That's the Mayan one I was talking about. And so people note and point at this one a lot. This is an OG one because if you notice, it's like the dude has to sit back in it as if it's a seat, and you see the fucking jets of shit going out behind him. So people compare that a lot to like as if the god or whatever it was has to get into an actual seat to do whatever he's doing.
I just have this like.
Oh shit, eh?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like, okay, this is gonna sound really dumb, but when you watch like Indiana Jones, like the Raiders of the Ark, and like those kind of
Transformers.
Can you guys hear that thunder outside?
Just now.
House?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so loud. Apologies.
No worries.
So when you think of like in those movies, when you think of like the temple technology, right, where worked with like tripwires and stuff like that. That's kind of the impression that I get of that era as far as like their technology. But these hieroglyphs are showing that like their technology was really advanced. So when you think about like if we're gonna just stop with the Transformers for a second and we're gonna think legitimately when it comes to like those things, like could it actually be possible that aliens helped them build all those things? Now, I definitely
that's what it kind of leads to.
See, but I definitely believe that civilization is capable of building all of the things and creating all the things created. The only thing that is confusing to me is technology.
Yeah. Like I think we're getting dumber and dumber. Like we could have been as humans built those things easily. Like we're looking at the mathematics in our own mind without realizing they were studying that their entire life. Like we don't have time to do those things. So they spend their entire time studying stars, studying the movement of them.
Well, see, and that's the thing. When everybody shits on sorry, Bailey. When everyone shits on astrology is science. It's not just some made up fancy thing that white girls like to make their entire personality. It was a study.
Yeah. So to combine both of those things, like a conspiracy theory that I latched onto when I was like a young nut on all this shit.
Oh Jesus, that's loud.
Yeah, it's wild. I'm sorry.
No, that's crazy though. That's what you get for being so close to the lake. God damn.
Yeah.
Something I latched onto a lot was the idea of like when you hear the story of Atlantis, right? You hear Homer recounting it. But when you go back to the ancient Greeks, that's only 2000 BC, right? That's only 2000 years BC, right? And that whatever the meteor that took out the fucking dinosaurs was 1,000,000 years ago. Like I find it the conspiracy theory that seems most realistic to me is I find it naive of us, especially look at how quickly we've advanced in 100 years. In 100 years, we've gone from horses to fucking jets and all this and satellites and all this shit. How? Who's to say this didn't literally happen already once? We have no proof. Like this could have happened 500,000 years ago on Earth, and that's
significantly possible.
So if I may, that's the conspiracy theory that's the one that I latched onto is that it's like Atlantis isn't necessarily some tale of some magical world that had magic and all this shit. Atlantis was like a civilization that was advanced before we were able to comprehend that they were advanced.
Even like with like so like there are a whole bunch of stories in the Bible, for example, that like just the cities get wiped out overnight, and we don't know anything about those ones because I feel like there's so many things like missing pieces and stuff.
Well, that's if I may just super quick one, Mom. You can go, but that's just to refer back because I brought up Sodom and Gomorrah. That's the Bible story every conspiracy theorist uses. If you read the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, it's like a big flash, a big sound, and a big shockwave took out the whole city. It's like that sounds a lot like a nuclear bomb. You know what I mean?
And then like even the burning of the libraries in Alexandria too, right? Like there's so many there's so much information that's missing out.
Okay.
Sorry, Wayne. Go.
My question is then, right, if we were saying that that's the progression of technology that happened in the past that we assume like is the path that we're on currently, what about the tribes that are like completely underdeveloped, like in the in the rainforest and stuff like that? Their technology is still extremely primitive.
Because that's what I think we see through, as a nerd who studies history, I think we see through a biased spectrum. It is very realistic as we look at examples of the Roman Empire or Alexander the Great or even colonialization. Many people can create a significantly advanced society without having a general awareness of the outside world around them. Some people could argue that's what Nazism was, right?
Right.
Like, to use the big N word, right? Like, some people could argue that was a bunch of people going like, this is the way we should live, and we really do not give a fuck about anything else that exists. And that's what I think creates the big divide when you're trying to look at these things, because very realistically, a society could have advanced back in the day, say the Mayans. We see the Mayans as a very simplistic, savage, quote-unquote society, but we really have no lens on the manner in which they interacted with geography. So they could have gone like, this is our world, this is cool, we found all this science shit. Like, we really just don't give a fuck about whatever else is going on in this other continent of Europe. Like, it's very Western and modern of us to think in a global perspective. Because even from, like, say, a native realm, it's all I care about is my existence and interaction with the world that I breathe and live in and the creatures around me. And it is not of my concern to care about what the globe looks like, what the world looks like, what the universe is, because I am just a being within it. It's like very Western and modern of us to have this need to contextualize our existence.
Right. See, I hear you, but why has no one in that community at some time had the thought of like, I need to get out of here and find out? Because we don't have any stories of like ex-tribemen like leaving and then coming to find technology because they wanted to or anything like that. So it's like, what is the difference between us and them that they're not? I don't want to say they're not developing primitive, because yes they are, but they're still developing in their own ways, maybe a little bit slower because they don't have the same access to technology that we do. But it's like, why didn't they progress? Because I'm sure that they must have some understanding of like electricity in some way from lightning and stuff like that.
Because this is where I get on my social issues high horse. I think that's a result of colonialism. I think that's a result of all of our books are written from one perspective.
Right.
Maybe they have. We literally weren't taught. We have no idea. We wiped out dozens, hundreds of different ways of thinking and populations and wrote the stories not from their perspective.
Right.
Right? So that's where I think those things were lost, just based in how humans record history.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's very like wild and complex to understand.
Yeah, and it's also sorry.
Well, that at its core is why I became a history nerd, was like that intriguing line of where does your bias determine what history really was, right? Is it your collective recollection? Like, whose way of writing this story down on paper was the right way?
Well, so I mean, like, if we're basically, God could have been an alien. Is that what we're saying now?
It's on the table.
Yes, that's what we're saying
now.
That. So
we're
technically,
like the whole like Matrix
the Bible
thing
could be
going
real
on too.
Is what you're saying to me. I mean, the Bible is based on some story of somebody at one point in time, but we're assuming that it was an humanoid alien now. I mean, not we're assuming or anything like that, but theoretically, based off the conversation that we're having, God could have been an alien, and then his son could have been an alien, which would explain why a virgin would give birth.
Or an angel, how they say it, because that makes sense.
Because the angels
Because
descended from heaven, and there's angels that needed
literally
to be cast down to earth, and there's angels that had to.
But isn't
right?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the story of Jesus's mom is that she was just like a regular woman? She wasn't an angel. She was a woman.
She was
found up pregnant.
They had an immaculate birth. Which is then again more sus when you're talking about all this sci-fi shit, right? You have an immaculate birth. Right?
It could be possible that an alien could impregnate somebody.
Yeah.
And like her not even know, right? If we're assuming the trend of what aliens are be, based off what people say like in movies and stuff, is that, they probe you or whatever, could that possibly be that's how she got pregnant?
You ready to go full side? You ready to go full conspiracy?
I mean, I don't know if I can mentally handle it, because already I'm a little bit like, when I think about conspiracies too much, it gives me the heaps. But okay, you go ahead.
Well, because it's not even like from my history nerding and philosophy stuff. Raza would have heard it before too. It's like Zoroastrianism.
Zoroastrian.
Yeah.
Zoroastrian.
Zoroastrian was literally the first religion ever made. Now, it's commonly made a trope of, because that's the story that Nietzsche used to create nihilism. But really, it was, and this is just me being the fact checker human, but really, like, Zoroastrianism was the first, like, monotheistic religion ever created. So it was created within the Aryan Mountains, created actually within Raza's like homeland, within the Pakistani mountains. And so Zoroastrianism
in Persia, no,
in the subcontinent of India.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. More north in the Pakistani mountains. That's the misinterpretation, right? Jesus was within like Iran and the Middle East there, but the actual first religion documented was within the Pakistani mountains, like more north. It was in northern India there. So this thing, we're talking about Jesus and all these tales. This first religion, if you compare Zoroastrianism and their religious tale to the Bible, it's pretty much point to point of Jesus's tale.
Not even that. Not even that, Bailey. Not even that. Look at the story of the sun god of Egypt, Ra, and then look at the story of Jesus, right?
Yeah.
Is it like Christianity? And I'm not going on a blunder here. I have many friends who are Catholic and blah blah, but Christianity seems to borrow a lot of its lore from older stuff. Like
and
you can see.
Well, no, because I agree, and the only reason I'm compounding, you can expand. I'm pointing to Zoroastrianism because it's specifically about like a Middle Eastern man that grew up in humbleness, and then they manipulated that story. But yeah, even the Epic of Gilgamesh is about the son of God and his tale of interacting with humans as he teaches them enlightenment, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
So,
Sorry.
No, not to. I didn't mean to cut you off. So if we think about it, right, there are a lot of stories of like significant polarizing figures, right? One I think of a lot that does have like some sort of like mystic around him would be Ragnar, which is that Viking. We've talked about it before. I know there's a history show about him, but it could like theoretically, I guess he could have been some sort of alien force because he's considered to be the son of God.
Well, that's what you would like. So the sagas, the Norse sagas. So I bring up Zoroastrianism as in terms of like Western philosophy, but the Norse sagas and the Epic of Gilgamesh and stories like that are actually like literally the first religious stories. So like Ragnar is arguably something that could be interpreted in that because it was like Ragnar also inspired them to cross the ocean. And a lot of people would argue that the influence they received to say like, yeah, don't worry, take 2 months and cross the sea of water, and don't worry, there will be land on the other side. Like, a lot of people argue that was an external influence, because how would they have known, right?
Right, because the whole point is they say that he talked to his dad, who would be God, right? That's like, there's a lot of controversy around his story. I think that it was manufactured by Ragnar, but I don't, like, because if you think of it this way, like, I don't believe that. I think that maybe somebody was commissioned to write the story, but I think they wrote it in their own experience of being next to him, I guess. But if you think about, because he could be someone you think of that way, just like when you think of pharaohs or any like really large historical figures, right? But I'm thinking about now in the present, we don't have anybody that we would consider like a historical. I mean, we have like the Pope and stuff like that, but we're all like, it's the Pope, right? But do we have anybody that would be like a life-changing historical figure now like that?
Because I think we are way too
Society has advanced too far.
Yeah, and we're too connected and stuff. It's different now than it is then, because like then it was easier to spread stories across because people didn't know. But now the power of like the internet, you can say what this guy is saying isn't real at all. I mean, just go on Google and stuff. And back then, you could just say shit, and it didn't matter.
Right. Also,
well, not say shit, but like
the craziest rainstorm is happening outside right now. Like,
I feel like it's gonna come here.
But I again refer it to what I brought up before, is that global awareness. That's a very modern thing that you can apply. I think many of these thoughts, even if they were technologically advanced in ways that we couldn't conceive, it's based out of the idea of our existence because of social media is now immensely larger, right? On a daily basis, we're thinking globally. It is not literally about my position within my village, or fucking I gotta walk to the store and that's gonna take me 3 hours and I have no fucking earbuds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the context of how you're thinking about your interaction with reality has like literally completely changed from its conceptual basis. There's no longer people sitting in the street thinking about, why am I sitting in this street? You're trying to think about, why don't I have those Jordans, or why am I not as funny? Like, I'm not saying, I don't think everything has become materialistic. That's where I'm not an old head. I think even the kids using TikTok, it's not about being the most popular, but you're still weighing yourself against the most valuable content. You're still weighing yourself against, can I make the best fucking thing? Right? There's none of this, like, I'm just a farmer to farm because that's what I like. You know?
And also a lot of things have been discovered, right? Like when Socrates and Aristotle were like around, the time of like their time, and shit was like still young, and they still like the human mind wasn't as like evolved or like as like fucking like as like intelligent as ours, because we were still like learning and stuff. Now the humans, unfortunately, well, it depends on who you ask, but like now the humans have like gone a bit like quicker, and
I would
what they're supposed to.
I got my quick, but I can make this point real quick, is like, I think along those same lines of what I said and what you said just here, I think a lot of the issues in our society is now we're just not made to take that much input.
We're not, yeah.
I see, like, sorry, I really like this, like, I like these things because I'm really into theories, and I like the possibility that theoretically anything is really possible. If you can make a connection, it's usually possible, right?
Yes.
It's just very crazy to think that, like, theoretically it could be possible that aliens did exist we did, and they were like, okay, we're done here now, we're gonna move on. And then, you know, an asteroid hit the planet and recycled us, and when they came back, we were here, and they were like, oh, let's just like kind of see what goes on with these people, and then maybe in a few thousand years we'll like fuck off and do our own thing somewhere else.
Yeah,
like,
that's the
we're
that's
the
why,
experiments.
yeah.
Right.
I love that theory because of that shit. It's like, yeah, literally, like, even if it's not them watching us for like some fucking sick reality show, it's still an intriguing concept based on like, yeah, they could have visited and then changed the entire world, and we would have had no idea because it could have been just completely wiped out.
Right.
And we're too primitive still. We're too primitive to like.
Well, this is just what I was going to say. I think severely underdeveloped society because we don't even know anything. Like, yes, we know bits and pieces of our history, and yes, we're having an in-depth conversation about theories and theoreticals and all that stuff, right? But technically, like, we actually don't really know anything because we spent too much time rushing forward to try and get to where the aliens, you know, quote unquote aliens may be, versus actually understanding how maybe they actually, because I believe the answer is here. If we actually looked properly, we would find an answer. But we just want to get a spaceship and go to Mars, and it's like, okay, what are you going to find there? The answers are here, you know? Like, this Earth is billions of years old. Figure it out.
Well, like, that's arguably, if I may, can I go on a rant? Do you have a short point, Raza?
No, it's okay. You go. It's fine.
That's arguably, again, our westernized reflection on history. So as these Aztecs, as these Egyptians talk about gods and their relations to society and their relationships with each other, it's like very much our modern interpretation to take that as some deistic, as some ideological theory. It could have very much been to the Mayan people. Like, what if they were totally vibing with it? They could have been like, yo, this calendar that says the world's going to end in 2012, yeah, it was just given to us by our homies. Like, it's very much us saying that, like, oh, yeah, these people, they thought of them as gods. Like, nothing says that they didn't go like, oh, yeah, these guys are just like homies because we don't care about planets and all that shit. These are just other beings that are, like, definitely more powerful than us, but, like, whatever.
Okay, you know? But what if the aliens said to the Mayans, right? Theoretically, what if the aliens said to the Mayans, look, this is how much time, because if we're thinking, right, like, I'm going to go really, like, off page here. If we're thinking, right, that the aliens are treating us as a science experiment, right? If we're to go with that theory, is it possible that maybe the aliens said to the Mayans, we're going to end in 2012, to see how much development they would make, to see how much they would learn or push forward, or like as a test to like push the human race to see where they would go.
Yeah.
Like, that could be a possibility. And maybe they were planning on ending us, and they were like, let's just wait it out because some of these people are making robots, and this is interesting to see if they can actually make it to us.
So can I jump? I also think that maybe the aliens have some sort of technology because like they're so advanced to see into the future because their concept of time is completely different than ours, right? So they can see into the future and they see what we do with the technology or the information that they give us, and then like we completely screw up, right? And then looking at that, they're like, we can't give them this because they're gonna screw it up because they're a primitive and young species and stuff, which is where I'm stealing that from a certain movie, but it does make sense.
But that Kurt Vonnegut-esque stuff. Kurt Vonnegut is the novelist who writes about time travel and alien life and all that shit. That is where I find my little comfort in these questions, right? Because then whether it's God or whether it's aliens, as long as you're making the decisions that matter to you, then you're living your best life. Because either way, whether it's God or fucking aliens, and it's predestined or not, like, in the end, you're taking a wager, and the wager that wins the most is the one that you want to do. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, because
100%,
if you
100%.
think about it, like technically, like literally, life, not at all. Like the life that we're living does not matter. Like yes, it matters because of the developing technology, but if you're not someone who's developing the technology, then like, and I don't mean this in like a like dark way, but like technically, like life doesn't matter, and then again, like this pushes into the idea of like, yeah, you really should just live your life for yourself because
Mhm.
in the grand scheme of things, like you're here for 80 to 100 years, should you be lucky, and then the world
Yes.
just continues on without you.
Yeah, that's how I'm I've been having these weird internal questions about that specific thing. Like,
Yeah,
what happens after that and stuff.
yeah,
Because even if you're predestined to make certain decisions, right?
Yeah.
If you're predestined to fucking fall and break your neck and then you gotta go in a wheelchair, like, if you live your life in fear of that, what's the point of it, right? So I take
right,
that shit and apply it to the conspiracy theories of
right.
like when you're looking at these aliens with this large perspective and like maybe they don't see time the same as us. Like the ultimate question here is then like I shouldn't get anxious about how our world is because whether I'm in control of this timeline or not, it's going to end up the way it is.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just had a really realization that there's a day that I'm gonna die, and like I don't get to see what happens with the world. Like that was the thought that I literally just had right now. It, yeah, like
Isn't
I'm
that
Do
a
not gonna
you?
peaceful
know. I
I
mean,
find
thing, though?
I
unless you believe in reincarnation and all those extra little things that people believe in, which yes, I do believe in those things. But like, if you're thinking about it in the scientifical thought process, like technically, like when I'm gone, like I don't get to know what's going on.
but that's where I find my comfort.
Yeah.
I find my comfort in not knowing, you know?
Same here. I'm just like, because like I was brought into this world not knowing, and I'm gonna leave this world not knowing, right? So it
Yeah.
just like it
See,
makes my
I
whole
don't,
thing.
I don't
I guess we're
find comfort
yeah.
in that.
I don't
Because
know.
like
We're
I want to see where we go as a civilization if we do succeed and make cool things and become cool or whatever. Like I want to know those things.
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
It's
And it's valid too. It's valid. But like, yeah, I would like to see where it ends and stuff, but like I know everything. Like there's something or nothing waiting for us,
yeah.
and that peace kind of like
Well, and like it
brings
makes it.
comfort.
So
Yeah.
it's the logic of like even if the okay philosophy class.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
God is omnipotent and all knowing, right? God
Hmm.
is the best thing to ever exist. God, if God is the best thing to ever exist, you should not be able to even comprehend how good he is, or they are, or
Yeah.
she is, right?
Well,
Like, so
like
at the end
Lovecraft.
of the
Yeah.
day, no matter how much you fucking stress about it, no matter how much you stress about, am I doing the good thing? Am I doing the right thing? Whether you believe it's the God or the universe or Allah or whatever, like,
Same guy.
if you believe that it's the best thing ever, we're never going to be able to understand whether it's good or bad or it sucks or it's great. So the best thing you can do is just kind of like accept that you have to do it the best way that you can because fucking you're never going to know the answer. Because if God is the best thing ever, you're never going to be able to understand God.
And that's like a little that's like how Dante wrote one of his things. In order to
Yeah.
see God, you got to understand him and stuff. And that's what paradise is about, understanding it.
Because
Essentially.
if omnipotence is real, you as a mere mortal will never understand it, right?
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. That's why like everybody like that's why when God or whomever was talking to us, it
Yeah.
was like him talking down in like that sort of mindset. If he came to talk to us now, it would be a different sort of deal. It would be like him, like I don't know, him like explaining our wrongs, whereas back then, God would be like, "This is what's supposed to happen."
Yeah.
Shit.
I just genuinely feel like we're a science experiment.
Yeah, that seems plausible.
Yeah.
But so
Yeah.
that's why, because on my same rant, right? If God is so great, how are you gonna even understand if he's an alien or not? You know. So
Right,
how are we
you're
even
not.
gonna
Yeah.
understand if we're a science experiment or not? If these are like trans-dimensional beings, if these are beings who have already ascended the understanding of our reality. That could be
Yeah.
misconceived for a god, but at the same time, it could be an alien race that exists beyond time, and we just don't understand how the fuck they
And they're
even exist.
It's too
and they're
hard.
like, maybe like the conspiracy thing is just like when we go, we will be we're all in VR, and then when we go, it'll be lifted up, and the aliens there saying, "So here comes life now." And so
Yep.
this what we're dealing is like the afterlife is the real thing, where it's like we're actually living now permanently and longer.
Well,
So
maybe
that's
there's a possibility that they're going to pick and choose who gets to make it to that point.
yeah,
Like who do they
yeah,
think deserves it? Like, because remember how I just said, like, who's our historical figures, right? Maybe they're
Mm.
waiting to see how we develop to like decide who they're going to take from us with them,
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
right? Like that's a possibility.
I do see
like
that.
the Survivor.
Like the thing to tie in
Yeah.
both yours and mine, right? On my rant there is like as
Mhm.
people are seeing UFOs nowadays, right? I said this to Raza before, is
Right.
like our concept of UFOs could be very skewed because like what if we're seeing something like traveling between dimensions? Like what if it's not an alien like physically flying through the Earth's atmosphere, but we're just seeing the vision of a spacecraft going at light speed, or like what the fuck? You literally have no idea the science behind it.
Right.
Right? You could be seeing a little UFO flying through space, and where it's very simplistic of us to say, oh, that's flying, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
to them it's different. Okay, yeah, this is nutty,
I
but
don't like
yeah,
it.
It could be space traveling. It could be traveling through time. It could be doing a million things, and we're just not able to understand why it's there.
Well, I definitely don't understand. That's the reality. This conversation
yeah.
makes that clear.
I don't mean to yeah, like I don't want to understand it.
I mean, it's kind of scary to not know, but it's also to know,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know? Because, like,
What?
you know, generally, you're curious. Yes, human beings, it's normal to be curious about, like, what is this? Why is this? But I'm fine if I don't want to know. At least not right now. When they're ready to, like, me up from the
What?
ground, then they can let me know.
That's why it's like
Yeah.
that weird. Okay, so the super simplistic question, because what this all brings
Yeah.
it down to is like our current situation in this existence.
Mm.
Right.
Does modern civilization as we know it just break apart if we find out that aliens are real?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
because
so.
because as a society we are so tightly, even though there's atheists running around, we are so tightly knitted to our religion that when because we think, as much as we think we are not the only ones, we like to believe that we are because the religion speaks
Right.
of louder. So, as Tyrese Gibson said in Transformers,
Oh
um,
gosh.
if God made us in His image, who made these aliens, right? So then it adds that question: if like once we make contact with the aliens, right? If there are any, what happens to the concept of religion and God, right?
Yeah.
Because we're so we're in our society is so intertwined with it that like it'll break. I believe once we do make contact.
I
I
agree because
feel
we're open minded enough to sit here and talk about like wild discussions about surrounding religion, but when you look at most of them, it's
Yeah.
like God created man in His image, right?
Yeah.
right.
essentially. So like if we see an alien, but then I asked this question to my one cousin. You're like, who made the aliens? He's like, well, answer is simple. Allah did, right? I'm just like, okay, so God didn't make us in His image. Then there's other beings He made, and shit, right? There's other
Right.
beings He made in an image, not His image, but in an image. So that's I just think that ultimately, it's gonna nullify the religion as it is.
Wine Mom,
Bailey?
thoughts?
Or one mom.
I'm just.
I thought I
don't
cut you off.
know.
That's why I'm giving you the thoughts part. You're not
No, I
pressured. I
just-
just thought I cut you off.
No. I genuinely, I don't know. It's very complex because as human beings, like you want to understand. So we're trying to like compartmentalize each idea in order to like fit them all together for the big idea.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very hard because like we don't have the confirmation. Because that's what I mean. Like the fact that time looking forward, we don't have any confirmation of like what those experiences were in history because we're not looking to understand. Because I genuinely believe that if there was a race of human beings, right, assuming that in Egyptian time those people were human beings or they were part of the experiment, whatever theory we're going with, we should theoretically be able to understand that language in some way or another, not just in a it kind of sounds this, because the way that we talk about it is like, yeah, maybe kind of we think it's an idea, but we're not actually really sure.
It's what we're comfortable
Yeah.
with. Like we
Right.
want it to be like religion or something.
Right. Because
We're, like lying to
what if the
ourselves.
hieroglyphics don't mean what they mean, and we're actually giving them a meaning by saying like, oh, spaceship, so they mean spaceship.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah,
what
that's
if
like
that's
a thing
not what
too.
it
Yeah.
means?
Mm.
Like they drew a cat, that means cat. What if that's not actually what it means? Because the reason why I say this is because when you think about like, because I'm thinking right now about like tarot cards, right? Because those are a very old form of like, I guess, an art of description, right? And you use a lot of symbolism in tarot to tell other stories. So it's like when you see a cat in tarot, you don't think, oh, it's a cat. You think, what are the mannerisms of a cat? You think intelligence, you think intuitive, you think, agile, like things like that come to mind when you think of that. So why do we automatically go spaceship means spaceship? Why are we not thinking past that?
Well, because you're right. Those are like when you're interpreting any sort of constant within your life, you're looking at the tarot cards, for example. It's like that is still your thoughts, right? You're the one describing the cat as agile.
Right.
It's contextual too, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, which that's all fine and I understand that, but why are we not exploring that idea? Why do we just go ideas that like they liked cats because they just liked cats? Okay, maybe there's another reason why they liked cats. Why don't we like try to unpack that?
Yeah, it's just like all the simple reasons, like just for the sake of having an answer. Right. I find, but
especially because sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but just before you carry on, like if you think about the history of cats, not just in the Egyptian history of them being worshipped or considered, whatever, we have given them this idea that they think of them as a, which I don't necessarily know if that's true, but even just like when you think about like in pagan or Wiccan or any kind of like a religion or culture, like cats are used as like, they're seen as like what is the word I'm looking for, Bailey? When they're like your guardian or your guide. I want to say it's guardian or guide. There's another, basically like they're specific. When you have a cat, people who have cats, like cats are given to you for specific.
Yeah, they're like a familiar.
Familiar. That's the word. They're supposed to be like your spiritual guide. So like, what if that is maybe like, I know I'm getting really like all this right now with what I'm trying to explain. I'm hoping it's making sense, but it's like
it does, yeah.
What if at that time that's actually what cats were, and we're just like, animal, cute, fuzzy.
Yeah, like
cat.
Over time, meanings have changed and stuff. Yeah, like
right.
I feel like, yeah, that's 100% because like it like that's actually real because it's happened in my culture too. Like things are completely different than what they mean now.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Like cats are not even cats, but any sort of like ancient symbol. Like for example, like the I'm gonna use the same word that Bailey used, the heavy, the other heavy N word. The symbol, right, has been
Yeah.
taken from Hinduism, and
Right.
uh, it's been changed to fit the narrative of the other person that you've using it. So
Well, to
Right.
I
me, to me,
agree with that
so go
completely.
finish. Okay, I'll pop in. Is my positive example, right? Is like
Uh-huh.
you look at Native Americans and Indigenous people having comfort with people being two spirited, right?
Right.
And now as a society, we're in the modern era. We're like, like that's a thing, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like that's a concept that for centuries, like we just could not understand as a civilization. And now all of a sudden in the last 20 years, we're all like, oh yeah, no, that's something that these people who like lived thousands of years before us, like they had that right,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, and now we're just doing everything because, like, for example, the pyramids, right? We think they're tombs, right? But I was watching a documentary, and they were saying it could have been used as a lighthouse and stuff because of the tallest point back when it was made. It was made out of copper, but then how copper iodizes, or is that the word? Something
Yeah.
happens with copper over like when it hits oxygen over time. The same thing
Yeah.
happened with the Statue of Liberty. So, like, it's just like it's what we see and what Bailey says. It's our Western mindset, a Western modern mindset that we think that's it when it's obviously not. But
Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, like, my whole thing is like, why like as a current society do we flat? Like, because when you think about the way that we look at like technology as far as like robotics and that stuff, like we get so lost as a society. Like we spend so much time trying to develop that stuff, but it's like we don't
Mhm.
even understand the human mind because, like, they talk about in a lot of religions like astral projection and stuff like that. Like, why do we think about those things or have those knowledge? It wasn't something from a past life or a past
Mm-hmm.
experience and or civilization? Because these are things that are talked about not just when it comes to like Wiccan or you know those pagan cultures. Like that's something that's talked about in all different cultures. Like
Yeah,
in Egypt, the concept of astral projection, I believe, was, and I think even with Mayans, I could be wrong with my thought process here, but so it's like why are we so flat as people? We just don't even look past it.
yeah. I think we're
Like,
just as humans puzzled with our own. Like we're still again we're still so young that we don't know our past well enough. Like
yes,
we don't like we and then we're also dumb too. So we
yes,
don't understand our past. Well, we and then we try to take what what stuff happened in the past and apply it to modern day, which
right,
is it's kind of it doesn't work because again context
Well,
matters and shit.
yeah,
right,
like context matters, and like I believe, yeah, humans are dumb. And you
yeah,
see a lot of these changes in society that are happening nowadays, right? You see a lot of cancel culture and all this, and like people growing up and finding new identities, right? Like
Yeah,
right,
humanity has been so distracted by trying to kill each other and being dumb idiots, right? It's like
right,
now
yeah,
all these new things are popping up. We're like, why is this happening? It's like, oh no, maybe we just finally have the time to think about this shit, you know?
yeah.
right,
And then we've been also like I don't think human civilization is supposed to like advance this quickly and stuff because like
well,
we
because
jump. Yeah,
you're correct. And
yeah.
I think because like because we do closely relate, and like we're mammals technically,
Hmm.
right? So like
Hmm.
we're
Oh,
related closely to animals. So it's
yeah.
like we're extremely intelligent. What is to be considered like an animal, because we don't have
Yeah.
those sort of, because we do have primal aspects to our minds and stuff and how we function, and I guess like sexuality and stuff like that, but we're intelligent enough to understand it to a degree. I don't think we were meant to be. I just don't think we were meant to be what we are.
I think
even makes sense.
that's where I support
Unless
Raza.
unless it's predetermined, then I
Yeah.
don't know. But
Right, that's
yeah,
its own
yeah.
thing. But I mean,
I think we
without the
are,
predetermined.
and we could, and I think we're moving too quick. You know, like
Yeah.
that's where I support Raza's thing. I think we are, and we could. That's where I love my Gundam shit, my nerdy Gundam shit, because the whole theory is like once you expand humanity's perspective beyond Earth,
Oh, fuck
you
that.
take humans off of Earth, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck happens? What is reality? What is the way that we interpret things? Like
Well, we'll
Earth
just start
contextualizes everything of our existence, like time, spatial
Yeah.
awareness,
Of
familial
our time,
relationships.
of our stuff, though. Of
Yeah.
our stuff. Yeah.
As soon as you take humanity off of Earth, what is reality? Right?
Like you know what they say, like, we don't like all the other planets in our solar system is inhabitable there's no water or anything, but like you got to think about it, like as far as we know, we're the only species that or only type of beings that need water for it, as far as we know, right? There could be other stuff on these other planets when they don't need that kind of stuff. That's stuff that we know that we need. And why don't we adapt our things to aliens?
Well, that's
Or
like the
transfer our things to
simplistic
aliens.
interpretation of like how you get like insectoid aliens or lizard aliens, right? Like the simplistic interpretation is just that. Like maybe they grew up on a planet where they had like less water. So then all of a sudden you got lizards as your dominant species.
I
and
guess,
stuff, you know?
but that's a dumb.
I know
that's
it's very
dumb.
dumb. It's very dumb.
Yeah.
I'm just giving a relative.
No,
relative.
it's
I
not
know,
okay.
honestly.
It's not really dumb. Like you're explaining possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
So like I get where
Like that's what if we're talking to full circle on the same shit, both the philosophy and aliens, like, and the omnipotence with God. I think our biggest mistake here in the situation is like assuming we have any concept of what this is gonna look like.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
We have no idea. It's not gonna look like an like insect. It's not gonna look like an alien. Like Lord knows, maybe we won't even be able to see it. You know.
That's the thing. Yeah. Like it's just our pop culture mind. Like we know what aliens look like. This is how it's gonna be, right? Because
Well,
we're
I
so
mean-
cocky as a species.
Well, I think we should grow like species. We should grow up and realize that like aliens look not much different than us.
Maybe.
You know,
I mean,
I don't think they're lizard people like the way that they've been depicted in technology and stuff. I'm sure
Like,
there's
if-
primitive versions of them.
No, I'm
If
on mine. I'm on
Bailey's-
my tip. I think it's like fully like you cannot conceptualize. Like you do not
Yeah,
even have
that's
an
what I
image
feel.
of what it will look like. Like it's not a blue
If-
person. It's not a humanoid. It's not someone standing. It will be some creature that you're like, oh fuck, like I have never
is here, yeah.
conceptualized this. Right? Like,
Like,
it could be amorphous blob. It could have legs. Like Lord knows, right? We have no idea of what it could conceptually be.
Well, which is definitely fair. That's definitely willing to concede to that. But I also think that I don't think that they're weird blobs or anything like that. I don't think that's the kind of like what's gonna happen.
I think there's like if they're so advanced, right? Like, oh well, it depends on how again advanced in our terms of what advancement is compared to us, right? But if they're advanced, they could literally travel or like jump between like universes,
planes of
like
existence, correct?
planes of existence for like and they change in different planes. They change in different areas. So like in one reality there are certain type of being, in another reality there are different type of beings. So like I think they are like it's more fluid,
Right.
if anything.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
That's
like,
my ideal conspiracy. You can finish off. I'm just saying I agree.
I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. No, I love that idea. Like that's like the nerdy, super ascension-y ideal that I hold ultimately. That I think our misconception of aliens and God is that it's like another plane of existence that we cannot even comprehend. So as we try to put a white bearded God to it, or as we try to put the universe to it, it's literally without. It's out of our grasp to even comprehend the physical form that it takes.
Yeah, and also like it's also like I feel like evolution in a place because like we could be the aliens, right? Like, and we evolve when we die, we evolve into the next being, and then when we die into that thing, we evolve into this as like we ascend into like angels and stuff. Holy shit!
Right.
Holy shit!
Bam.
Gotta write that down. Holy fuck! That's actually I've never said that out loud because that sounds stupid. But like,
No, but
if
it
you think
doesn't
about
though.
it, yeah,
That's the type
Because it
of
would,
thing.
yeah, I agree.
right? Because that would make sense why we even have like even a core idea, like just even any idea of what these are, like to be able to go like I know what heaven and hell is or what, right?
Yeah,
Right? Am
yeah,
I
yeah.
okay?
No,
No,
yeah,
no,
you're
because
right.
like when we say angels and stuff, like to going back to our initial point, like we could be like evolving into our alien parts, like a
Yeah.
butterfly, essentially.
Right.
And when we die, it's a cocoon. Well, shit, yeah. When we die, it's like a cocoon, and then when we go, like when our quote unquote soul or whatever it is that powers us, when it gets beamed up again, I think that's when we will do like a purgatory thing and shit,
Right.
and then comes the actual like life, quote
I
unquote.
think you just described the whole story plot of Evangelion.
Did I? I didn't even get that show too, to be honest. I
That's
was
pretty
just
much what it is. That's pretty
So
much the
confusing.
whole
Oh,
plot of Evangelion.
really? I'm just pulling that
Yeah.
out of thin air.
Yeah, no, it's about that. It's like, yeah, if humanity descends into purgatory and as we progress, like, how do you, all those transitionary phases they're so rudimentary based on your understanding of experience. So there could be some giant monster coming down to kill all of you, and we're terrified, but at the same time, that could just be your next step towards enlightenment.
Salvation, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, and then yeah, and then like how, like we have like I don't know if it's in Christianity, but in Islam, every human on this earth has an angel on their side, writing all the shit that they've done, and on Judgment Day, that angel will read all the shit that we've done. But I think in reality, we have that, but like I feel like we're all designated like an alien or like a being
Well,
that's
our
checking up on
ancestors,
us.
maybe, if you're thinking
Or
about that, like our
maybe our
further
ancestors.
lineage. Yeah.
Yeah,
You ready to
and
get creeped out, Raza?
yeah.
Because my shit through the Wiccanism that I was taught is it's all about your energies. So you're not assigned one, but you give out the energy. So the more you participate in life, the more passion you give into life, the more souls are drawn to like watching and observing you. So
Oh, okay.
as you live your passion,
If these walls could
the
talk, baby
more
girl.
ghosts, yeah, the more spirits, the more ooky spooky ghosts are gonna be drawn to like, oh, what's this human up to? Like, what are they doing? Oh, they're changing things. Like, because the more you change, like the Wiccanism shit is like, the more you actively change the reality you exist in, the more
Yeah.
output you're putting into the universe, the more you're having these past spirits or these aliens, or the more ripples you're creating within your reality. So that's the
And
more
then
interest that these fucking aliens or ghosts or whatever are gonna have in
Well,
you.
I
that's
guess
kind of cool.
that would give your practice more validity, I guess.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
depending on like that's because that's why when you look back at powerful witches and wizards, I guess what they're
Yep.
called.
You missed the birth of the hidden blade, Bailey. No, I'm kidding. No, but what Bailey is saying, if they're watching me, I can just use the power of Islam to like protect myself,
Yep.
and like it works because I feel like
Well,
it would be
technically,
kind of cool.
it's there for you with the gins, right? The gins are doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Bam.
Jins can suck my
A
nuts
lot.
they're actually terrifying.
That's
Gyms?
I was watching like Demon Slayer, like the fucking anime, and I was thinking that same shit of like gins and demons. Like, yo, this would just suck. If this was reality, if it was just like, yeah, all the murders, it's just like, yeah, no, some demon just like absolutely ate that family. It's like, yo, I hate the idea of that
I
even
hate
being
that stuff too.
conceptually real.
No,
Okay.
but
Well, wait. We
yeah.
did do a good pod. We did do a good pod. Since we're all slowing down, I'm gonna be manager Bailey. I'm gonna hop in here. Do we have any conclusatory thoughts on our talks about God? Talks about fucking
God.
how Transformers are really God, and how religion has manipulated our perspective on the world.
I
Well,
don't
no,
understand.
basically, religion is whatever the fucking Autobots and Decepticons believed in Cybertron. So
Yeah.
it's real, Wine Mom. Oh, by the way, what is it? Friggin' unicorns are weird. You know why they're weird? I'll tell
Why?
you right now. Unicorns only let virgins ride them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. That's fucking
very weird.
weird.
Very
Very
weird.
weird.
Okay.
The unicorns sound mad sus. I just gotta say.
Okay, but if that's okay, that's fine. I don't
I'm
know
kidding.
where you guys
I'm
got that information
kidding.
from.
So my
It's called
follow-up
Google.
point. I've got a very important follow-up point here.
Mhm.
Unicorn.
Or
Unicron.
Unicron.
Right?
What?
As in the Planet Eater!
We're missing an integral part to the lore here. What Michael Bay has been trying to point out to us this whole time.
Uh-huh.
It's real. These planet eaters, they're going to look like adorable ponies. They're going to trick us on the internet into becoming bronies. They're going to lure us into the depths of 8chan. To just what? To what? To what? Love horses? It's not what it's about, okay? Okay? There's a planet eater coming, and that's what Michael Bay's been warning us about. And if you go into the depths of the Brony Reddit channel, it's really a Michael Bay warning conspiracy theory Reddit channel, okay? So you got to watch the signs. It's kind of like Free Britney, but it's way more serious. It's about the end of the world. You have no idea.
Yeah,
you have no idea.
Yeah.
There's a planet-ending robot coming.
Britney Spears comes and goes. Well, like Unicron, there's only one of that guy.
Yeah. So anytime you're on social media, you see someone posting about My Little Pony, it's coded. It's coded.
Yeah, they're telling you
something.
The end is nigh.
That's what I gotta say. That's how I'm concluding.
And then do not trust or touch a shard of the Allspark, because if you do, you will give the energy away, because the code will be printed on your bones, and then Megatron will come down and rip your bones apart and like take them,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
not fun.
AstroTurf planet Earth into becoming like the moon.
Anyways, don't listen to these guys. They're weirdos.
No, listen to us.
They're trying to stress you out with weirdness.
Autobots, roll out.
So we love Wine Mom. Thank you, Wine Mom. And yeah. Roll out, fam. Roll out, fam.
I was gonna send you guys a thing about the Lion King.
There we go.
No, don't do this to me.